Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so I recently also see this NCAA basketball pool, this probability interview question. This one is simple, so let's quickly solve this one. So there are, oh, by the way, if you want to see more probability interview question, that you can subscribe to my channel and see the playlist. Okay, so there are 60 teams who play a single elimination tournament. You have 6 rounds, so you predict all the winners in 63 games. Your scores then completely follow 3 point for correct predict the answer, predict winner, 16 point for each correct finalist, and so on. And down to 1 point for every correct predicting the winner for the first round. And not knowing nothing about it, you flip just decide. Right, so computer expected number of points. Okay, so this problem, you can save, you can just stop the video and think about it. Okay, so let me just go through it. Okay, so the idea is very simple. So basically there are 60. You can see that there are 64 people, right? So maybe you start from here, and then they win, and they become a tree. Now these two, and they become these two, and whatever, right? Finally, so if you predict this guy, you get 32 points. They predict these two guys, you get 60 points. Predict this guy, you get 8 points. And they predict this. If you predict this stupid guy, you get 1 point. Okay, so this is common. And usually when you see this kind of problem, you don't know how to solve it, so you start from the first one. Or maybe, so like n equals to 2 is trivial, right? So you should, let's solve n equals to 2. So we have 2 peoples. So let's say A and B. And then what's the expectation point that you can get? It's very easy, right? So these guys should be like 1 point, right? So very simple, right? So it's you just take okay, so let's say let's see. Let's maybe use a notation. So let's this 2 to n. Okay, so in this case 2 to n is 64, so I should say n is 6. Okay, so in this case that I should, right, so n equals 6, right? So in this case I should say n equals to 1. Okay, because there are only two people. Okay, so the number of people will be 2 to the n. Okay, so the number of people will be 2 to the n. Okay, so expectation number of this guy, right? So you start from here will be what? Will be just the probability that you take the winner, right? So it's half. Okay, so it's half times points. Okay. Okay, so now you take n equals to 2. So you get A, B, and C, D. Okay. So what is the probability that you win this guy? Half, right? So by the way, expectation value is linear, right? So you don't need to worry about this. If maybe if you predict these two are wrong, and then maybe the highest one wrong. This is not important, right? Because expectation are linear function. So actually, you get half to predict this guy, they have to predict this guy, and you do 1/4 to predict this guy. Okay, so expectation value will be 1 divided by 4 times 2 plus half times 2. Right. So it should be 1 divided by 2 plus 1. Right, so it's 3 divided by 2. Okay, let me just write it as let me just write this as 2 to the 1 minus 1. And then let me write it as 1 divided by 2 to the square minus 1. Okay. So yeah, maybe you do here, then you will already get an answer. But let's go to the second. Let's go to n equals 3, and then we can guess the answer. Okay, for n equals 3, maybe you're a little bit worried. It's this, right? So you got this, and this. Okay, so now I can use the recursion, right? Because I already know this guy has probability as the expression 3 divided by 2. This guy is probability 3 divided by 2. Okay, so I only care about this, right? So I have probabilities to take the 8 points, sorry, 4 points, and 2 points and 1 point. So I get probability half times 4, and 3 divided by 2 times 2. Okay, so I get 3 plus 2, which is 5. Okay, I can write 1 divided by 2 and 3 to the 2 minus 2. Sorry, I get this. I'm stupid. I get probability 8, 1 times 2. Or probability 8, 1 divided by 8 times 4. So it's just 1 divided by half. So this I 2.5. Okay, so I get let's see. So this is 3. So I get 3 is this. Okay, so for this one, let me just recompute. So this guy, I get 1 over a probability, I get 4 points. And for this one, right, by previous probability, I know the expectation value is 3 divided by 2. So I should just times 3. So I should have plus 3 should be 3.5. And then let me just write as 1 divided by 2. 2 to the 3 minus 1. Okay. So it looks like 1 to the 2, 1 divided by 2, 2 to the 1 minus 1, 1 divided by 2, 2 squared minus 1. And then this is 1 divided by 2, 2 to cube minus 1. Okay, so so what's your answer? Right, your answer should be 1 divided by 2, 2 to n minus 1. So your answer for this is where n equals to 6, 1 divided by 2, 2 to the 6 minus 1. Okay, so proof, very trivial. So that's by a mathematical induction. So my induction is the answer for like n people. Let's say xn of n will be this 2 to the n minus 1. Now I can consider the n plus 1 case. Sorry, so for any plus 1 case, that I will get a 2 big tree, and then the final one. Okay, so this guy is n plus 1. Okay, so my expectation value for xn plus 1 will be half of 2 to the n minus 1, right? Because highest point plus half of 2 to the n minus 1 times 2. If I can show these guys the same as this answer for n plus 1, then then I prove the results, right? But this is like very trivial. Sorry, but this is plus 1 and minus 1. Because I already added layer, so it should be n plus 2 to the n plus 1 minus 1. Okay, so I get 1/2 2 to the n plus 2 to the n minus 1. Okay, so I get 1/2 2 to the n plus 2 to the n times 2 minus 1. Okay, so what will I get? What will I get? Okay, so I should get the, let's see. Did I miss something here? Oh shit. So this is 1 divided by 2, and I always do some stupid thing. Okay, sorry about this. So it should be 1 divided by 2, and this is the largest, right? So I should get n plus 1. Okay, so I should get results will be 1 divided by 2 to n plus 1 times 2 to n plus 2 to n minus 1. So I get half of 2 to the n minus 1. Okay, so I can write as 2 to the half and 2 to the, right? So I get 2 to the n minus half. Okay, so I can get the results to be 1 divided by 2, 2 to the n plus 1. Right, so this guy will be 2 to the n minus 1. Right, so 1 divided by half, 2 to the n plus 1 minus 1 is the same as this. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a proof. Okay, sorry, I did some stupid computation. No, I did some stupid middle step. Okay, but the result is correct, and yeah, it's simple problem. See you guys next videos.